This wasn't supposed to work. Not because it's difficult, but because it shouldn't even be possible. Rebuilding a product like Netflix, the interface, the flow, the feel, usually takes teams, design systems, and months of iteration. But right now, with one prompt, AI claims it can generate the entire UI in seconds. So today, we're not assuming it works. We're testing it. Welcome back to MetaBuild AI. On this channel, we rebuild famous products using AI, not to copy them, not to steal them, but to understand why they work. Because great products aren't really about features. They're about attention, where your eyes go, what feels obvious, and what, quietly, pulls you forward without asking. Today's rebuild is a perfect example of that. We're rebuilding Netflix, not the movies, not the back end, not the accounts. Just the interface, the dark stage, the moving spotlight, the layout that somehow makes too many choices feel effortless. And the rule is simple: no APIs, no real data, no manual design work, just one prompt and whatever happens next. This is where things get strange. Instead of designing anything by hand, I'm going to describe the product once, in plain English, and let the AI do the rest. Watch closely, because this part replaces hours of work. Okay? Pause. This didn't just generate boxes. It understood hierarchy. A dominant hero, horizontal discovery rows, visual confidence. This already feels familiar, and that's the dangerous part. Let's slow this down, because this part matters more than the AI. First, the dark background. This isn't aesthetic. It reduces peripheral noise so the content becomes the spotlight. Second, the hero section. Netflix doesn't ask what you want. It suggests what you should want immediately. Third, horizontal rows. This creates infinite choice without decision fatigue. You're never committing, just browsing sideways. And here's the subtle part most people miss. There's almost no instructional text. The interface assumes you already know what to do. That assumption feels like confidence. And confidence creates trust. This isn't about movies. It's about psychology. But a static UI isn't enough. So now let's do what normally lives in part 2. Let's make this feel clickable. Watch what happens when we add simple interactions, hover states, active cards, page-to-page jumps. None of this is real logic, but your brain doesn't care. Motion creates belief. When something responds to you, it feels alive. This is why interactive prototypes sell ideas. They don't need data. They don't need accounts. They don't need scale. They just need to answer one question. What happens when I click this? And once that question is answered, the product feels real enough to trust. If you're building something yourself, here's the real takeaway. Don't obsess over features first. Obsess over flow. Ask, where does attention land? What feels obvious? What decision is being made for the user? AI didn't replace design here. It compressed execution and made thinking the differentiator. And that's the real test. Not whether AI can generate interfaces, but whether we understand what makes them work. If this helped you think differently about products, you can support the channel at $MetaBuild AI. And in the next episode, we're rebuilding another platform using the same one prompt approach and pushing the interaction even further.